Yo, what's up guys, it's Clay here, aka NLW, bringing you my Payback 2020 review. And I have to say guys, about 2 weeks ago, I couldn't care less about this show, but within 1 week, Roman Reigns is back, Paul Heyman is his manager, and it is wild, almost like a SummerSlam Night 2 of sorts. I'm gonna go through my thoughts on these matches, but first, if you guys can drop a like on the video, it helps the channel, and if you're not already, subscribe. We're trying to edge closer to 30,000 subs, and your support is appreciated. But with that out of the way, let's get into the show. So first of all, we start off with a kickoff match, the Iconics going up against Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. Despite these women being low on the totem pole as it were, I am still a big fan of all of them, in particular Ruby. Match is actually pretty decent, I have to say. The story is Royce and Kay trying to drive a wedge between Liv and Ruby. They end up winning when Ruby hit the Riott kick on Kay. Went longer than I actually thought it would, but thumbs up, solid match. Now to kick off the main card, you've got Apollo Crews defending the United States title against Bobby Lashley. Apollo beat MVP at SummerSlam, so how would he fare? Here, Lashley dominates most of the match. Crews takes a dodgy tumble to the outside early when Lashley pops him on the top turnbuckle and he takes a fall. Crews, though, uses his athleticism to fight back, hits a couple of Germans and a frog splash, but Bobby won't stay down. Eventually, it is the full Lashley that is locked in, and Crews has no choice but to tap out. It was a solid opener, but I'm unsure how I feel about Crews losing the title. I guess he's held it a fair few months, but even so, Lashley probably does need the win right now, so I'm open to seeing how his reign plays out, but solid match to open, thumbs up. Then we had Big E going against Sheamus. I was low-key looking forward to this match, I have to be honest. They had a decent match on SmackDown a few weeks back, and it's just a similar vein with these two dudes battering each other. Big E has such good offense. At one point, he hits the spear through the ropes to the floor, bro kick to a powerbomb, then the big ending is the finish, and it secures the victory for Big E. Again, very much enjoyed this match. Gets a big thumbs up. I'm glad to see Big E's getting a singles push. And Sheamus, you know, I've ragged on him sometimes, but he is a solid worker, and to see him and Big E, they have great chemistry together, and this was a solid match, so liked it. Next up, we got King Corbin battling Matt Riddle. Not really a fan of Corbin matches, but it will be interesting to see how he is against Riddle in this one. Corbin, though, blindsides Riddle before the bell. Riddle, though, wants to continue. Lots of wearing down and clotheslines from Corbin to Riddle, but Riddle does fight back. Corbin, though, cuts him off, and this happens several times throughout the match. Riddle with some stiff forearms, and also the submissions from Riddle. However, Corbin still cuts him off. Eventually, Matt Riddle does get the win with the bro to sleep. Then after the match, Corbin gets his heat back by attacking Riddle in the back. The match was fine. I wasn't really that into it, but it's the Corbin effect, I suppose. It was what it should have been, and to be fair, maybe not my cup of tea, but still, I can objectively say it was a strong match, and Riddle getting the win, thumbs up, although I don't know if it was necessary to have Corbin attack him in the back afterwards. I'd rather see them move on from each other from now. Now we have the women's tag team titles on the line as Bayley and Sasha defend against this makeshift team of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Shayna has a submission prowess in her favour. She does get worked over though. Nia will come in to take charge at one point, catches a Hurricane Rana from Sasha and batters her, throwing her into the barricade. Pace really did pick up towards the end. Baszler with submissions on both Sasha and Bayley at the same time, and then they both tap out at the same time. Means Shayna and Nia are your new women's tag team champions. I think Shayna is great. This really put her over as a threat, but this team, it doesn't really do it for me. Granted, it's probably the right call to take the belts off of the role models here, but where are the credible tag teams? You got the Iconics, Ruby and Liv, but who else really? I couldn't care less about these titles, to be honest, guys. But aside from that, very much enjoyed this match. Gets a big thumbs up. Probably my second favourite match of the night. Now we got Keith Lee going up against Randy Orton, but really this whole thing is just a backdrop to the McIntyre feud. After all, on Raw, McIntyre getting punted. But let's just talk about Lee's new ring gear. Not a fan of the skirt look, and what the hell is that music on Raw? This dude has a character. His song matches his personality. It makes him, you know? The music label may be gone, but the money you get from a new song is just a drop in the ocean to them, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's a relatively short match. Lee is so agile. Orton, however, grounds him down. Lee comes back with a big time pounce. Orton at the finish, he's going for an RKO, but Lee then counters into the Spirit Bomb to win clean as a whistle. Wow, awesome. Yeah, the match was okay, but seeing Lee win was so refreshing to see. I'm very much surprised that it was a clean finish. I was expecting McIntyre to perhaps get involved in some way, but big thumbs up. Lee getting a huge victory. This guy needs to be pushed from here rather than just lingering around in the lower mid-card. You need to capitalise on this victory. Like so many talented wrestlers on Raw, you don't want to be stuck in the lower end of the card after a big win. But bask in his glory, big thumbs up. Just change that music back to what it was. Tag team action up next as the Mysterios face Seth Rollins and Murphy. Dominic surprises Seth early. I mean, he had an awesome debut at match at SummerSlam, so maybe expect this from him. He's being battered, though, as you'd expect throughout the match. Ray, though, makes the hot tag, gets caught with a mid-air code breaker at one point. That was so cool. Rollins, at the finish, gets kicked by Murphy by mistake, Dominic ends up getting the pin and the win. Correct result. It's been rumoured Seth may be taking time off soon, which is a fair with a baby on the way. They did tease dissension with Murphy, which is interesting, but a very good match. Best match of the night in my opinion. 2 thumbs up. Be interesting to see how Dominic and Ray go moving forward. You have to believe it's inevitable that they're going to have a one-on-one match at some point. Maybe that's going to happen at Mania, who knows? But all 4 worked well together in a classic tag match, so gotta give that a good thumbs up. Now we move on to the main event. No holds barred triple threat match for the Universal Championship. The Fiend defends against Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, now managed by Paul Heyman. Reigns, he's back. He came back at SummerSlam. He looks awesome. He's got the new teeth in. Maybe not quite full turning heel, but certainly a tweener. The addition of Heyman is perfect as a mouthpiece for him. It's about 3 years too late, but this is still great to see now. Fiend and Braun work the bulk of this match. Roman hasn't even shown up yet, so this is essentially a rerun of the SummerSlam match. Bray gets his big mallet. Braun uses the steel stairs. Interestingly, though, Alexa Bliss is watching backstage, so at least they haven't forgotten about that angle. Both men fly off the stage at one point. They come back in the ring. He's got him up for a top rope superplex, and that breaks the ring. That was such a cool spot. And then finally, Roman Reigns decides to show up. Okay, so he is a heel. My mistake. He's trying to weasel his way in, but the Fiend kicks out. He then covers Braun. Braun kicks out. Chair shots to Braun. Mandible claw on Reigns, but then Reigns hits the low blow on the Fiend, so it's pretty obvious he's a heel now. Reigns then spears Braun Strowman. Reigns wins the title as Paul Heyman hands him the belt. Roman Reigns is your new Universal Champion. Now, I'm of 2 minds. I love Bray. You hate to see him lose the title so soon, but with Roman, for the first time since Rollins maybe, you've got a guy who can carry a strong main event match. Not saying Bray is a bad wrestler, but as the Fiend, the angles are the main selling point of the matches, and the matches are just okay, but Roman now, he gets the title. I'm very happy with it. He can go against Riddle, AJ, give me Big E versus Roman, please. But yeah, glad he's the champ, and I'm interested to see where this allegiance with Heyman goes. It's certainly a breath of fresh air for his character, and it's making SmackDown a lot more interesting now with Reigns back on the blue brand. You know what, I have to say, a very solid show. No bad matches. Love the Mysterios against Seth and Murphy. The women's tag title match was very good, especially towards the end when the pace picked up. The main event I liked, even though the match quality was dragged down slightly with Roman being delayed. I still enjoyed it. Big spots, big moments. Aside from that, Big E, Riddle, Lee, all getting big wins. Good planning for the future talent, so have to say, big thumbs up for Payback. I hope they continue on a good note, pushing these younger guys and establishing some solid top-level heels like Roman Reigns at the top of the card, and Randy Orton. We'll see if he can bounce back from this. Well, I really enjoyed the show, but what did you think of Payback? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading through all of them, and I'll try and respond to as many as I can. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button as we're trying to edge closer to 30,000 subs, and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys later.